Hey, Craig.
Hey, Greg.
Hi, Craig.
Welcome to the third episode of Adventures with Attitude, formerly Let's Be Powered Rangers. And I'll probably say that for 2 or 3 more episodes, and then I'll let it go. I am your DM, Grunkle Rackham, or Smoke Toast, or Mega
Or Sean.
Spork, F99. What was the other one?
Your friendly neighborhood DM.
Yeah, friendly neighborhood DM. Oh, Baked Griffin. Also Baked Griffin because...
Can't believe you forgot that one. That's your Discord username.
Well, only in corpulence. And these are our players. Introduce you guys. Guys.
Ladies first.
Oh, thank you. So chivalrous. I'm
I try.
Sid. I play Thebesi, everyone's favorite ascending clan leader.
And Eric?
Hi, I'm Eric. I play Marcus, former soldier attached to the Knoll Ranger Henshin team during the last Henshin War, and finding himself back in a business he thought long passed behind him. Hopefully that turns out well for him.
One can hope.
And hopefully Eric will be a future iHeartRadio Podcast Award nominee. Because
my God.
A couple episodes down, you guys, there's some scenes he does in this episode, but stick around for episode 6. Then you get to see Eric really
tug your heartstrings.
He's made both of us almost cry listening to him.
But that's spoilers. For everyone listening right now, we've got like 2 extra episodes. We've got a nice amount recorded.
We had so much fun playing this game. We ended up doing like 4 hours, and we're splitting it up into episodes.
Well,
this is the funnest campaign I've played in a long time.
Personally, I would have been mad if you had stopped us at any point during that and be like, okay, now you can't play. Now you have to wait.
Yeah, it's like, no, not at this point. So, listeners, there's some good stuff down the road for you. Stay tuned.
I'm excited for you guys to hear it.
And previously on Adventures with Attitude, Marcus met the ascending clan leader. Wait, did I say that right?
Yeah, ascending clan leader.
Leader Thebesi, as the two of them had listened to Haley, the proprietor of the Bloody Fang, talk about how they had heard strange noises at night, keeping them up. While Marcus went to his daily job to look into the matter, Thebesi
promising to check it during the night.
After promising to check it during the night, Thebesi investigated the area and heard strange noises from a well. As they went on, Thebesi quickly decided that this must be the source of the matter and rushed to Marcus's side, even as Marcus, speaking with his mentor, former Knoll Ranger Red Bryce, about the matter, came to the horrifying discovery that the noise was likely that of Muddies, the homunculi minions of the great wizard Bonemeister, or Skullmeister. I think Bonemeister is what you guys... Well, we also call him Skullmeister. I think Skullmeister is his formal name, and Bonemeister is the insult everyone calls him by.
No, that'd probably be Bonermeister. This is not a PG podcast. I can get away with that.
Which, ironically, say when this is the first episode, I've bleeped something just because I didn't like the two things together. Listen, guess what it is. You could really guess what it is. Anyway, as the two...
And it's actually not something that I said either.
That's true. That's very true. So our adventurers hurried down into the well, where they came across animated, mechanically enhanced skeletons. When they prepared for a fight, one of them seemed to look at Marcus with a recognizing look, and Marcus, to his horror, realized what he was seeing.
What Marcus was seeing, dear listeners, were the reanimated skeletons of some past henshin, two of which were the Knoll Rangers, Blue and Green.
Old friends of Marcus.
It seems to tilt its head slightly. There's like a moment like it. You almost get the impression that they're trying to blink, but these restless souls, they don't have any eyes. So he tilts his head.
Yeah. I mean, he still has his sword out, but it's kind of lowered a little bit.
Marcus, what are you doing down here?
What are you doing walking around?
The job isn't done until it's done.
What job?
They're henshin. They're warriors of good.
And they appear to be dead.
They fell in the last battle against...
Then why did they not receive a hero's burial?
It was a mass burial. There were too many fallen. It was a massacre. Couldn't find the proper... We couldn't identify everyone. So they just had a mass burial, full honors, yes. But everyone was just buried in the battlefield, including the Knoll Rangers. The old Knoll you met in the museum with me is Knoll Ranger Red, their former comrade and leader.
Who's disturbed their sleep?
And then, as you guys are talking, you start to hear the sound again, and as there's sounds of movement towards you guys.
Shit.
From behind us, or in front of us?
Yeah, and I think No Ranger. I said blue and green, right?
I can't remember, but that sounds good. I think the blue was the hand axe, but I didn't catch the hammer's color.
Yeah, hammer guy is green.
Okay.
So No Ranger Blue says, all that magic, you haven't been by the grave, have you, lately?
Not this month, no.
Does he visit monthly?
At least.
Aw.
I mean, these are his old comrades.
Right. No, I know. I was just wondering how often he visited.
It's like it's a story. We should take you to the Restless HQ. It's a long story. I don't even think Bryce knows, but we didn't want to offend anyone. All that magic in that last battle, all that arcane might flying around, you guys buried us.
That's why you're still around.
We wanted to make sure we wanted to protect. This is where we found we could do it.
Okay.
You guys checking the sound?
Yes, Thebesi, while Marcus is talking to them, she's positioned herself so that she can kind of sideways in the tunnel, so she can watch in front and behind where they're standing.
There are other skeletons there's other mechanical skeletons like the Knoll Rangers you guys are talking to, but there are also there's at least, well, this is a messed up thing, a weird thing for you guys, I would say. At least in your travels, there's at least...
I mean, yeah. I mean, we are talking about skeletons who have not,
Mm-hmm.
Well, how many skeletons do you know of that have,
None. That's the thing. No, I was agreeing with you. It is kind of a weird thing for them because, skeletons are still walking around.
So there is actually a few walking over that. It's weird because they have gold and silver tinted bones, and there is actually a faint howl of energy like you'd expect from an angel seen atop their head. There are a few others who are just weird. They're not shaped right. You almost want to say they're glitched. A lot of them are, but the weird thing is, despite the fact that they don't look right, but then they also look incredibly healthy and green.
Do any of them look threatening? Or is it more like the Knoll Rangers and it's just,
They look defensive, and then you kind of see your Knoll Ranger friends kind of wave and goes, guys, they're with us. It's Marcus. He's right there. Marcus, he's still alive. I'm headed to Deadpool. He says it jokingly.
Marcus just kind of gives Blue a look. Really? Really? Gods above, Eris. He sheathes his sword. He puts his hand on Thebesi's shoulder.
Eris just smiles. Just smiles with the biggest shitty grin a fellow can give.
Thebesi is still cautious. She lowers her sword, but she doesn't put it away.
These are all former warriors of good. If I'm understanding what they just said, all the magic from the last Henshin War infused their bodies. They died, but they didn't pass on. Because
Green just holds up a finger. Goes like, what do you mean former warriors of good, my friend? He twirls his warhammer on his shoulder.
Well, you do kind of look a little different.
If anyone else was down here, they may have attacked you on sight. You don't look good.
No. Which is why it's good that it was me and you.
Anyone else a little careless would have destroyed this place.
Then it's lucky that it was us.
And then Eris speaks, or they would just say it's full of evil spirits and, be relative jackasses. The one time we actually tried to tell someone about us being down here.
Marcus points to Knoll Blue and nods. Exactly.
So, what do we do, human Marcus?
We put our swords away, which Marcus already has done, and we talk. Let me introduce you to my old friends. Or my friends. Knoll Ranger Blue, Eris. Knoll Ranger Green, Jarod. I was part of their squadron as the auxiliary, as part of the soldier auxiliary, third company. The other skeletons, I'm sure he would know them as well, but he does personally.
So what would his official title be?
Well, he was in the infantry. He probably wasn't an officer. Let me look at my background. Background soldier.
So she can call him by the appropriate title.
Yeah. Specialty infantry, feature military rank. Let me check the player's handbook for that real quick. Sorry.
By the way, how surprised were you guys? I told you.
I thought they were going to fight. I thought they were going to have to fight something.
Yeah, seriously. I forgot about the risen skeletons. That was good. That is good.
This is very good. At this point, Thebesi has put her sword away. She's still holding the torch, obviously, so that they can see.
And then I think the Knoll Rangers actually kind of motion for them to fall back the way they came, and then they head down that other tunnel. And I think Jarod goes, "Sorry about all this. We were on patrol, and down here you hear most of what you hear around here is just rumblings, and we just wanted to." We were trying to make sure that no one sneaks into the city underground. Well, Marcus can tell you about that fucking mole monster we had to deal with.
Oh, yeah. The Underminer.
Mechanical. You hear Eris, so that mechanical son of a bitch.
He was something else, to be sure. Okay, so military rank. You have a military rank from As a soldier, soldiers loyal to your former military organization still recognize your authority and influence, and they divert to you if they are of a lower rank. You can invoke your rank to exert influence over other soldiers and requisition simple equipment or horses for temporary use. You can also usually gain access to friendly military encampments and fortresses where your rank is recognized.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Well, Thebesi's using it more as like honorific.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
Well, you're in the military. Does lieutenant sound good?
Yeah, lieutenant's an officer. It's a low officer, but it's an officer.
Okay. That sounds good. It's not too high, it's not too low. It seems good for it's probably a he was probably promoted to lieutenant after the last Henshin War, but he didn't re-up or anything, so he retired a lieutenant is what I'm saying.
Re-up and join the Henshin.
No, he was an auxiliary soldier during.
No. I'm just making a joke on a cadence.
Oh,
Sorry, it's a joke you wouldn't get. Someone out there will eventually get it.
understandable. But yeah, he was a lieutenant. He got promoted to lieutenant, and then he retired as a lieutenant after the last Henshin War. But as they're walking down the tunnel, he is explaining to Thebesi who all of these skeletons are or
Mm-hmm.
were. But yeah, you find out that he was what's two ranks under lieutenant?
So lieutenant's the lowest rank for officer, unless you wanted to get into like first and second lieutenant, which is the breakdown of that. Under that is your non-commissioned officers. So your
Right.
sergeant, staff sergeant, first sergeant,
Mm-hmm.
your sergeant first class, first sergeant, command sergeant major.
Would it be?
Um,
Well, I'm thinking also simplified because we're going D&D instead of like.
yeah.
You think sergeant to lieutenant would be too much?
Well, sergeant's just kind of an all-encompassing general, because there's the lowest sergeant, but then the like sergeant is kind of your all-encompassing term for a non-commissioned officer.
Okay.
Because then below that is your specialist and your privates.
Right. My thought was is that because of the just how bad the battle was, he was promoted two ranks and then he retired.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no. If you're in a massive battle, there's field promotions, and like if you're
Actually, that's probably what happened. He was like,
there are field promotions where they would go and be like, well, we need a new lieutenant, so you, sergeant, you're the lieutenant now. Here you go.
that actually works perfect. That actually works perfect.
So yeah, like a lot of that happened during World War I and World War II, where we were having massive drafts of people coming in and massive amounts of slaughter on the battlefield, especially during trench warfare in World War
Mm-hmm.
I, where it was just kind of the most senior person would pick up the next rank.
Yeah. So what happened is that you find out that Marcus was part of the Third Company Auxiliary Reserves, fighting attached to the Knoll Rangers, and he was a staff sergeant. He did. He went to school. He joined the military to help further his career and hopefully go to college afterwards. And then the Henshin War happened. His unit was activated. He was sent into battle, attached with the Knoll Rangers.
Okay.
He rose through the ranks, and then in the battle before the last battle, his unit, his group was just decimated enough to where he got a promotion to lieutenant.
Okay. Yeah, I just asked so that she can, start referring to him by his proper title instead of human Marcus.
Yeah, but this also means it's backstory, both for Marcus himself and for the world.
Yep. Because keep in mind, Thebesi's only I think I said 15. Really? It's just Wanari don't have that long of a lifespan.
Right.
They become adults at the age of 5.
Yeah, they have a very short lifespan. But
Okay, so yeah, I think they do lead you to the to an entrance to the lower portions of the Tower of Power in the city. I think Marcus, you've been around the city long enough that you kind of recognize that this is where you guys are going. It's a ruined tower of corroded iron walls that was said to be, ironically, it's haunted by the shadows of the warriors who failed to defend it. It's been boarded off for a while now.
Interesting.
And I think the Eulogian side, and there seems to be, you notice there's kind of like an interesting kind of rank of command. The more intact Restless seem to be more in charge.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little bit of irony because as you meet what appears to be the leaders of the Restless Warriors,
Mm-hmm.
roll me let's say it's a history check.
Okay, history I'm good at. Hooray.
Both of us?
Not Thebesi, you wouldn't know these people.
Okay. Just checking.
9 plus 4, so that's 13.
I want to leave it up to you. If you didn't know any better, one second. I'm just grabbing a random generator to get some names.
Fantasy name generator. Name someone George. Noodle arm George.
God.
Actually, George is the leader, but he's not. And his arms are.
Actually, I think it was Noodle arm Greg from earlier, but that's okay.
Oh yeah, it was Greg.
I have, with my background being player, the impossible knowledge, and I know we haven't worked out a whole lot of what Carol Capella's background was beyond the fact that she was a bard.
Mm-hmm.
But impossible knowledge, would that come into play at all, you think? It's totally up to you. I'm just wondering. I just don't want us to forget that, like, I have this feature.
Okay.
I know things about the world that I've not researched and sometimes would be impossible for me to know. Like the names of long dead kings, general location of an ancient artifact, how some dwarven machine works, secrets of the dragon hide.
Okay.
The time of the next eclipse.
All right. I would say, as your impossible knowledge, you've read something about this, Marcus, and then roll me a history check. Then I would say roll me a history check too for these.
Okay. Well, it's not something I would have read. It's something that, like, it's not something she would have read. It's something that, like, hey, these memories of this past life I feel like I've lived as Carol Capella.
No, that's what I'm trying to say is it.
Okay.
Carol Capella has read about Marcus. That's what I'm throwing out there.
Oh, well, that's a 9.
Okay.
Well, wait, hold on. What's my history? I forgot. 12.
Oh, okay.
If this was Monster of the Week, it'd be a complete success.
Yeah, but I got a 13 myself.
But I would say you do kind of recognize them, but just with their injuries, it's hard to tell until you hear George and Greg speak up and is like, "Oh my God, Marcus, you made it!" And
Marcus is their king now. He's the most intact.
oh God, we thought we all got wiped out.
Oh no, George and Greg are from his unit, aren't they?
They are.
They're not Henshin. They're just plain old soldiers from the auxiliary unit.
Yeah, and they're the most intact bodies of the whole group.
George.
Which is saying something.
Greg. Oh my God. I mean, the color drains from his face. He's reliving memories of the final battle and seeing his squad mates die, more than likely. And yet here they are, I'm guessing zombie-ish intact or like perfectly preserved.
They're zombie-ish intact. Ironically, they're the most intact because since they weren't henshin, no one went overkill to kill them.
Oh.
The reason why that I'm thinking like you literally saw someone fireball blue and then they fireballed them again once their body was down and the suit had dissolved just to make sure there was nothing
Left. Wow. That's... my god.
Thebesi places a hand on Lieutenant Marcus's shoulder.
He jumps a little bit because you shocked him out of his memory as he kind of... Sorry. Memories.
You don't have to apologize for mourning your loss.
I think George and Greg was like, "Oh shit, sorry, Marcus. Just we thought you were dead too. We thought you died.
No,
And we just wasn't anything left because you never gave up. You were the leader of our. Actually, is that okay with you, Eric? That Marcus was the leader of the squad
before or after the battlefield promotion?
after. Wait,
Well, if it's after the battlefield promotion to lieutenant, then yeah, it makes sense that...
But wait, after the promotion, would they have known him after the? Because I guess that's my question. Or was that after the final battle?
No, I think it makes more sense that he got a battlefield promotion and then the last battle happened.
Okay.
And, like, I'm thinking it was like several of the companies were decimated in a previous battle. And for what would become the last battle, they kind of merged together into one unit to kind of shore up their manpower. And he was promoted because he was the highest rank. And then the last battle happened. So it was probably him, George, Greg, and maybe one or two from the third company that survived and was part of the merger.
Okay, that makes sense.
Was Greg jokingly called Noodle Arm Greg?
Probably.
I will say that Greg does look like he has noodle arms now because I think he was the team's sniper, so they went for his arms first. So he is.
Oh.
So the arms are. I almost want to say like it. There's actually portions of the arms where it's just skeleton bone.
Oh, I feel that.
I don't know how I survived. Part of a building got dropped on me. And oh god, what was his name? Dawn Terror. The dinosaur idiot.
Oh god,
He swooped in, blasted the building, and it fell on top of me. How I wasn't crushed, I don't know. They didn't find me until, I don't know, 3-4 hours later. I couldn't tell time. But it was before the final rush.
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, Marcus. I know that must have been rough. We.
Not as rough as what happened to you guys.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we got skeleton power now. See? You see?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, George's voice. You kind of get the impression that he's trying to lighten the mood, but he is very aware of how messed up that is.
Yeah.
So why are you guys coming into the? Why did you guys come into the well? We were trying to be careful to keep like people just avoiding it.
Haley, the owner of the Bloody Fang.
Wait. And then I think actually Blue has. Wait. She's one of those squirrel folk, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, she's short, has the fur, the tail. She saw someone walking around in a cloak and heard rocks creaking against each other as that cloaked person moved.
Everyone in the room kind of straightens up at this. Wait.
I was going to check it out tonight, but my companion here, and I apologize I don't have your name. Wait, no, you did introduce yourself.
She introduced herself, full honorifics and everything.
Yeah. Ascending Chieftain Thebesi overheard my conversation with Haley and brought me to the well because she heard what I'm assuming was you walking around. But
Unless there's something else down here.
No,
well, the walking stones, those are muddies. They're minion monsters. They're summoned, and they're sort of like the bad guy version of what I was. Auxiliary soldier, cannon fodder.
Well, Thebesi would be familiar with, I feel like, the general monsterology of the area. I mean, because the clans do train for fighting.
That's fair. But this is Marcus not knowing that.
Okay, yeah. I was just saying, like, out of game, I feel like Thebesi would be aware of, like, what monsters are what. Like, have a general working knowledge of...
Yeah. Not to mention the general not to mention the general history of a great big battle like that. Like, well, I mean, you know what muddies are, right?
Yes.
Minions. Yeah. The problem is that
I fought one during my training.
there shouldn't be any walking around.
you see some of the henchins kind of look at each other for a moment.
Marcus notices but doesn't say anything. Or Marcus would like to notice.
You can know it. Yeah, insight check. I would say.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to move.
Well,
Perception.
I have a passive perception of 11.
Okay, well, I would say you notice it then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a passive perception of 12.
Not bad.
There have been a few down here, but they've that's kind of why we're here, is that we've been making sure they don't, because there's something strange about the cave that goes to the well. It leads right to the spike.
I don't like this at all. I mean, Marcus looks worried. I don't like this at all. Bryce,
We should go to the spike.
we should. But we can't.
But what, Lieutenant Marcus?
He actually kind of shivers when she says that. You and me, and, no offense, a handful of skeletons against who knows what. Is it just a squad of muddies? Is it a legion? Is Skullmeister awakened, or is it some new jackass following in his footsteps?
Lieutenant Marcus, your worries are valid, but I'm not saying we fight. We need to find out what we're working against so that we can formulate a tactical plan of approach.
Yes, you're right. That is the smart thing to do.
No Ranger Blue motions to Thebesi. I like this one. She's a keeper, Marcus.
Oh my god.
That makes it sound like he thinks they're together. But she looks over at him and nods slightly.
One time, that Goblin Lady. No!
Oh my god! We're doing this!
We are. I couldn't pass it up. One time, that Goblin Lady in the tavern. No! Yeah. Let's just go check out the spire. And he just kind of storms off, completely and utterly embarrassed.
Like, I think, I don't know. So I think Jarod goes, War Master George, can I? You see George go, yeah, show him the way to the spire, just in case we've been spending so much time trying to keep the monies away from it. Now I think about it, we haven't actually looked in the caverns under it yet.
Of course, Marcus doesn't hear this. Thebesi does.
Thebesi does hear this, and she walks.
Thebesi didn't run away embarrassed.
Thebesi's laughing a little bit. She's amused. And she follows. She walks beside Null Ranger Green, Jarod. And she she walks a little bit faster so she can catch up with the embarrassed Marcus and pats him on the back again.
One time. I mean, I'm flattered by the attention from the females. Yeah. He is completely flustered.
Thebesi is not going to say anything to ease his flustered state either.
I don't think anything could be said to ease the flustered state right now. Outside a good ass kicking, or kicking ass, depending.
How far is the walk?
I'd say it's.
That is a good question.
I would say it's to the other side. It's at least towards the other side of the town. It's a bit of a walk. I want to say that to get there through these tunnels and the time you guys spent walking back and talking with the Restless, it's probably night by the time you guys get there.
Mm-hmm. Not that they would notice they're in a tunnel underground with a torch.
Indeed. Although, I mean, they probably do have. Marcus probably has a watch. Well, if he has a fantasy cell phone, he has a.
Yeah.
Oh, if he has a fantasy cell phone, he has a built-in flashlight. Ha!
Okay, and I want.
Yes, no.
But it's not wise to waste your battery power if you have torches.
Oh, that is true.
Lieutenant Marcus.
I was checking the time, and I show her the time. We've been walking for quite some time.
And I think it was Jarod was Green Ranger, right?
Yes.
I put the names in the chat.
Okay, Jarod has kind of
how I was imagining them and how I was say them.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
So
I was wanting to know the proper honorifics for them.
Okay, I would say.
I think.
Give me.
I think I was thinking something like Green Knoll Ranger Jarod, like recognizing the color he wore, the
team he was in, and his name.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Give me 3 survival check. You guys can decide who does the survival check.
Ooh, I only have a +1. What do you got?
I have a +2.
Okay. You have a better chance at survival.
Which kind of makes sense, you know?
Oh, completely. Pun fully intended, too.
So the first one is a non-nat 20.
Nice.
The second one is a 11. And the third one is a... Oh, that's off the table. Ooh, the second one's a 6.
All right. I gotta figure out. I just realized I don't have stats for Jarod, so I'm just gonna. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna for Jarod. I'm just gonna use commoner stats because he just for flavor.
Because he dead.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there are actual stats for skeletons.
Okay, yeah, skeletons. Stats D&D 5e. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll just use skeleton because the Restless they have special traits, but I'm gonna just use a base skeleton. That works.
I think for now, you know, you can come up with more later, so they're a little more fleshed out for the next session.
All right? So for the first part, you notice 3 figures moving towards you, and there's that echoing sound of rock. You hear it too. It's like a rock tumbler.
And Thebesi draws her. Ooh, I mean, if I'd have to put down the torch for that.
I'll hold the torch because I have longsword.
Oh, I was gonna say, is there like a place in the rock? Because like I was gonna have her draw her great axe.
Marcus sees it, and he says, "I'll take the torch. I only have a longsword."
But that's two-handed. Okay, so she passes that off to him and draws her great axe.
All right, and everyone roll initiative.
Oh, goody.
Ooh.
Now remember, you guys don't have your henshin thing, so there are when you do damage, there's actually a negative. You have to subtract 2.
Yeah, -2.
Mm-hmm.
All
right,
come on.
All right.
Oh God, what's my initiative? Is that my dex?
16. Yes.
12 plus 3, so that's 15.
I rolled a 16.
Is it just straight dex or is it proficiency as well?
No, it's just your straight dex.
Okay.
You can't be proficient at initiative.
Well, unless you have the feats, but yeah, okay. I can never remember what you add the proficiency to and what not to.
So I'm just not going to add my proficiency bonus because my proficiency bonus is 2 and I'm proficient in all weapons pretty much. Winari are well trained.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but nobody form. Stats don't change. AC is 10. You can't add proficiency to any attack or saving throw.
But like her race gives her proficiency in simple martial and martial weapons.
Oh, that is true.
Her race gives her proficiencies because her race
Mm-hmm.
and the henshin would have given her double proficiency. So
Yeah, and I would imagine that because being a soldier, he would get,
well, she was straight up raised training on all of these weapons.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I get that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, being a soldier, a former soldier, he would have kind of the same thing. He would be trained and be proficient in these weapons because he was never a henshin before this.
Yeah, I understand taking away the damage, though. Taking away a little bit of the damage.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I would say keep the proficiency and take away damage.
Okay, the only proficiency he gets is in skills, no weapons.
Great Axe is strength added to my hit, though, or added to my roll, right? Okay. I've only ever played a wizard. I forget how to melee, guys.
Great Axe would be your strength modifier.
Okay, and what was your guys' initiatives again?
Yeah. Okay.
To both attack.
16.
I got a 15.
All right, you guys actually lucked out because because no ranger green is first.
Oh, cool.
Sweet.
Okay, let me make sure I do this right. All right, when I insert a thing, roll. Yep, so no rain is going to be no ranger green, then the first muddy, then Thebesi. Actually, no, wait, I guess that'll be Thebesi, then the first muddy, then Marcus, then the next two muddies. All right, so then you see Nolan Ranger Green twirl his. Actually, what is Great Hammer? I should probably give up at least give up Great Hammer stats.
Yeah, at least for the weapon. That makes me wonder.
All right, here you go. Okay, so 1d8. It's 1d8 instead of 1d. So he's gonna take a swing at the first muddy, and he swings and he misses. Like, oh fuck! All right, and then it is Thebesi's turn.
Okay. So she's going to attack. Which one's?
I am definitely going to take Sentinel at 4th level.
Which one's closest to her?
The one in the middle seems to be the closest. They seem to be making like a duck pattern.
Okay. Then, and that's the one the Green Ranger went for?
Yeah.
Jarod? Okay. Then she's going to take the one to the left. Well, if she did that, she'd take an attack. She's going to attack the middle one then. She'll flank it.
Okay.
I'm going to stop using these dice. That's a 5 to hit.
Well, if you're flanking it, don't you get advantage? Or am I thinking?
You do, actually.
Do I? Do I have something like pact tactics?
No, it's not a pact tactics. I thought it was a rule.
Oh, is that a rule?
Yeah, if an enemy is flanked, if somebody is flanked, which means you're like within 5 feet on opposite sides or, like an L shape or something, you get advantage on attack rolls.
Oh, sweet. Well, that's a 7 still. So I don't hit. These dice are going into dice jail.
FFE, FI, FO. Really, is that going to be in the DMG?
It's not.
It's either in the DMG or the player's handbook. If that's a
If it's not in them, it's a home rule I'm doing because it's my DM Alec uses it too. I think it's, but it does mean you're.
Critical Role uses flanking as well.
Yeah.
But I don't. I see.
Well, there are with barbarians and fighters, there are tacts.
Yeah.
That give them that. Like when Myron Wild shaped into a wolf, he gained packed tactics, which meant that if he was within 5 feet of an ally, and they were flanking, or well, I think his was just if he was within 5 feet of an ally, he gained advantage on attacks.
Right. You guys keep going. I'll look it up.
Well, she doesn't have multiple attacks, so that's the end of her turn.
Okay, so then.
Oh, so
it's a little disappointing.
Okay.
Well, we are only
first level.
Yeah.
Okay, so the money is going to. I think it's going to attack at Thebesi first because it seems like the bigger threat.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay, that is a 10.
That meets it. I mean,
here it is.
Because
For people coming to this post from Google, flanking is listed as an optional rule on page 251 of the DMG.
So it's like cleave is an optional rule too.
Yeah, when a creature and at least one of its allies are adjacent to an enemy and on opposite sides of the enemy's space, they flank that enemy, and each of them has advantage on melee attack rolls against that enemy.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay, that's 4 damage.
Okay.
Ouch.
She's at 5 damage.
Yikes.
Well, she only has 9 HP to begin with, so.
Right.
Okay, and then it's Marcus's turn.
Okay. Since I don't want to crowd, I'm going to go for one of the other muddies.
Okay.
And I thought you had a map set up.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, he said they're kind of like they're in like a diamond formation.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll attack one on the right, the next closest one on the right.
Okay.
Okay, so I have a plus. Why do I have a plus? Why is that a +2? I should have a +3, don't I? I'm sorry. I just want to double check something real quick.
No problem.
Ability checks.
I added that wrong. Never. It is. I don't think it matters. So 9 wouldn't hit, would it?
No, 9 wouldn't hit.
Okay. I added the wrong stat to it. I added a 2 instead of a 4. But I don't think that matters anyways.
Equipment. Here we go.
Oh wait, it would have hit. My bad. I should have said I just realized I forgot to add. I added it wrong. The No Ranger would have hit. I forgot. And so you're still looking at the stats, but because it's a monster technically. Oh.
Wait.
Yeah, because it's a +4 to hit for the skeleton, even though it has a 0 strength. That's what threw me off. Oh, okay. So to help you guys out, the one in front of the middle one is actually pretty fucked up. It's definitely injured. It's cracked because I screwed that up.
Good. Okay, so it is strength modifier. Why did I put a +2 there? It should be a +3. Oh wait, do I get proficiency added to that as well? No, you add your strength modifier to your attack roll and your damage roll. Use melee weapon.
Wait, you add strength to attack rolls too?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
And damage.
And then since I'm proficient, so then if I have a strength of 4 and I'm proficient in the weapon, then I would add 6, right? If my proficiency bonus is 2?
Is that I honestly can't remember. Sean, do you remember?
Yeah, if to do damage, it's proficiency bonus plus strength modifier to hit.
Then I would have hit because that would have been an 11 total.
Jeez, that would be
maybe.
That'd be a 5.
I would have done 11 total for my attack roll.
All right, then.
Can you tell that I've only ever played a caster?
All right, then roll that beam damage roll.
Oh, I dropped a dice.
Yeah, because I have the proficiency bonus of +2.
And then
strength modifier +3, so that's +5.
And then what do I add? Do I add anything to my damage dice?
Your strength modifier as well.
Oh, shoot, that's a lot of damage.
How much damage was it?
13 points of damage.
Holy cow!
It was a great axe.
Because the great axe it's a great axe and it does 2d6, and I rolled a 5 and a 4, and then my strength modifier is 4.
Okay, then you actually, if that's the case, you did not take that damage because you took that one out.
So you're fine.
Oh, sweet. Thank you.
Again, listeners.
Okay, so now
as Sid mentioned, this is the first time she hasn't played a caster, so
Yeah, I normally play druids and wizards.
Wow.
so no angry tweets, please.
I'm learning how to play a fighter type character now. I've DM'd before, but I've also DM'd for people who know how to play fighters.
And I play all sorts of classes, so I'm trying to remember rules. So there's that. Okay, my turn?
Yep.
Okay. I hate you so much. 9.
Dice jail?
Yeah, I rolled a 4.
So
I got a 9.
so close. I think it manages to block with its great club. Just you start to cut into it, but it just stops just enough.
Ugh, damn sword.
All right. So the one that's going to be the one on the left is going to try to hit a Thebesi after they've warped reality and retconned their injuries.
Thebesi.
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 All right, that one does hit again.
Okay. I'll accept it.
All right, let's see. Oh, that's 7 damage.
Oh. So she's like barely alive right now?
Yikes.
I just picture it like in an episode of Mega XLR where, what's his name? Jamie accidentally...
Coop?
Yeah, Jamie accidentally bonks Kiva unconscious in the back of the head.
Oh dear.
All right, so then the one...
Is anyone
Sorry.
Is anyone proficient in medicine?
Maybe one of the skeletons?
I have a med kit, but I'm not proficient in it.
Oh, good grief.
Okay, so good news. Good news, Marcus. You managed to just weave out of the swing of the great club from the other putty.
Oh, thank God.
And then No Ranger Green darts forward to strike at the one that injured Thebesi. All right, and he hits. Time for some bean footage.
Yay!
Yay.
Where is that from? I know D&D, but I don't know where.
I don't know.
Bean footage?
Dude, I listen to so many D&D podcasts. It's not even funny anymore.
Okay, he hits it for 5 bludgeoning damage.
Nice.
So it's pretty it's pretty bad off. All right, and then it is Thebesi's turn again.
She gonna swing? Well, just how many are left?
There's 2. There's one injured, and then there's the one by Marcus who's like having kind of like an anime swing and a miss and a swing and a miss. Have a popsicle.
She's gonna swing at that one. She needs to protect the Lieutenant Marcus.
All right.
Oh, sweet.
What?
That's an 18.
That definitely hits.
I would hope it hits. I'd be very concerned if that did not hit.
Yeah.
I was expecting you to say, "Oh, it's a critical hit," and then you shatter it.
That would have been cool.
14 points of damage?
That
Crunch.
indeed.
Oh, this is slashing damage, by the way. I'm not sure if that makes a difference, but this is slashing damage.
They don't have any immunities.
I think
Okay.
it's heavy enough that it still crunches, even though it also slashes.
Yeah.
All right, you see the great axe cleave through the muddy like knife through butter.
Nice.
He turns to Thebesi. Thank you, but you're injured. You need to get back.
I'll be fine.
And then it's Marcus's turn.
Can he, grab her shoulder, move her back as he moves to attack one of the other muddies?
There's space between her and the remaining one, so what you can do is you can move in front of her and attack it.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Her and her 2 points of HP.
9 plus 5, that's 14 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, and it's one-handed, that's a 8. That's it, plus, no, because we don't get proficiency for damage. Technically, I shouldn't get proficiency for, okay, so 9, 10, 11.
Will a 12 still hit?
Yeah, 12 hits. So they only have 10 AC.
Okay, so 12 hits, 6 damage, plus 3 from my strength modifier, so that's 9, minus 2, so that's 7 points of damage.
Okay.
Because remember, nobody form, minus 2 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just not.
And you cleave through it like butter as well, cutting off its head. It is down. Combat is over.
Ah!
Let's see how many copyright infringements I can cause. I think No Ranger Green, Jarod goes, this doesn't make any sense. How did they get this far in? There's no way from the spike, the way to the spike, but through this tunnel.
Either Skullmeister is free, or someone's following in his footsteps.
Either way, we need to find a way to stop it.
Agreed. Which means we go onward.
Okay, and with your third survival roll, you notice just tracks of mud heading in the direction from you, or directing you from further in the tunnel.
Okay.
The last one, you don't really notice anything, but I will say you enter a round room with a horrifying sight.
Ooh.
Knowing you, I'm sure it's truly horrifying. What do we see?
You see nothing. You do not see the spike go any further into the ground, and the portal is gone, but you can clearly see where there are signs that the pillar should have gone straight down. Where the portal would be, there is an set of arcane ruins, and there's signs that whatever was used to contain it, you guys were just fighting what was remaining of it. It did not contain it. That was what was forming the muddies that you faced.
Oh.
Okay.
The bad guys are gone.
So the portal that should be there isn't. The pillar that should be in the ground isn't.
Yeah, it stops at the ceiling.
And whatever frozen villains should have been there aren't, and we fought the last little bit of them.
Indeed, and there's an arcane circle around the room. And actually, roll me a dexterity check.
A dexterity check?
Both of us?
Yeah, both of you.
I thought you were gonna say perception.
I rolled 17, 18, 19. I got a 20.
I got an 18.
Okay, and then I got a roll for Jarod.
Oh no! Green Null.
Jarod, you son of a bitch.
Did Green Null Ranger Jarod die?
Jarod crit succeeded.
Ha! Yay!
Ah, sweet!
So none of you step in the circle.
Okay, good. We notice it at the last second and I'll stop. This sounds like it should be an Arcana check?
Yeah.
Can
Throw me some.
How good am I at Arcana? Oh, I'm pretty decent at Arcana.
17.
22?
Damn.
I have a +3 because she's super intelligent, and I rolled a 19.
I have a +2 and I rolled a 15.
You recognize the ruins as a teleportation circle.
Ah!
And as you examine it, this circle has been down here for over a month. They have been freed.
They're being teleported in from another place.
Oh, no, worse than that. Whatever happened here...
Teleported out?
Yep, and whatever happened here happened months ago.
Shit.